All right, for number 4, we are going to use the substitution again. So we're going to take this and we're going to plug it in where y is. So we write this equation and we're just going to put all of that in parentheses when we see the y. So 2x minus 3 times negative 2x plus 1 equals 21. And we can solve all this out by hand, and you should be able to do that. And actually, for me, it's faster to solve it in by hand than it is to type it into the calculator, but it's up to you. So if you were to type this into the calculator, we would just type all this in. 2x minus 3 times negative 2x plus 1, close my parentheses, and put the 21 on the other side. Go into our table, and we're going to look for where these two are the same. And when these two are the same, whatever your answer is your x. So x equals, whatever that is, I'm going to let you figure it out. But then whatever that x is, you're going to take that value and you're going to put it in there to find your y. Times whatever x is plus 1, and then solve that to find your y. And again, you can just type that right in the calculator once you know that value. Okay, same thing on this one. I'm going to help you set this one up. So it's solved for x, so we can just take that and put it where the x is. Okay, so we go 3y plus 7 plus y equals 9, because I just took that whole thing and I put it where the x was, and then I wrote the rest of it down. So remember, when we do this kind, we need to just type this in. There really are no need for these parentheses, but I just kind of get in the habit of doing that. And also remember that there can't be an x here, a y. We have to use x in the calculator. But we just have to remember when we write down the answer that that's actually the y value. We go in our table, we find out where these two are the same. I must have done something wrong because they're not the same. Let's see. And actually, I didn't do anything wrong. What happens is this is when this kind of method falls down of doing it in the calculator, is because it only works when things come out evenly. There's another method of doing it on the calculator that I've shown some people. I'm not going to do it at this point. I will show you again later. Let's actually just work this one out by hand. So we don't really need these parentheses because there's nothing outside of the parentheses here. So 3y plus 1y is 4y plus 7 equals 9. Need to get rid of this plus 7. Minus 7 minus 7. 4y equals 2. Divide both sides by 4. And y equals 0.5. And you'll notice on the table, they're getting closer and closer together here and here, and then they start getting further apart. So the answer is between 0 and 1. I know that's kind of complicated, but the answer is 0.5. So then we have to take this 0.5 and put it back in here. And x equals 3 times 0.5 plus 7. If you don't want to do all the decimals by hand, you can just go in the regular calculator and go 3 times 0.5 plus 7 is 8.5. So x equals 8.5. So that's our answer. X is equal to 8.5, y equals 0.5. If we're going to put that into parentheses, it's 8.5, 0.5. Is where those two lines will cross. Just remember, Most of them on a test are going to come out evenly, but they don't always have to come out evenly in the real world. Sometimes things intersect where we have decimals, and that's okay. In those cases, you'd have to do it by hand or learn another method of doing it on the calculator. But for the most part, you're going to be able to do it on the calculator with tables if you don't feel like doing things out by hand. All right.